So next, I want to go ahead and bring in Rick Smith and have Rick talk about car bag. That's one of the things that we recommend that people have for a couple of reasons. One is in case they have a situation where they end up having to stay in their car for a period of time, they'll have supplies, food, water, whatever they need. And the second is in a disaster situation uh, where you don't know what kind of disaster you might run into. If you've got some excess in your car beyond what you would just have in a backpack or something, well, at least you'll have some choices. Whether you need this, you need that, whatever, and you can pick amongst that stuff for a get home bag or a bug out bag or something. But let me just turn the floor over to Rick Smith and have him tell you about in case you get stuck in your car. Over to Rick.
Subject of car bags is small, but it's really quite an interesting, pivotal part of prepping of survival planning. We've in this in the new binder, there's a section 9 there that has to do with security, and the first part is security bags bug out bag, which is extensive, very extensive. It's wonderful. And then there's security bags car bags. And I believe there's another one behind that. So that's the context. You could have a bug out bag. You could have a get home bag. All right. You could have an everyday carry, whatever you keep in your pocket, like a compass and a can opener type of stuff. But a car bag kind of covers all the bases. Okay. Because most of us, we either, if we're not working out of our home, we drive a truck or a car to work. All right. And even if we don't, this would apply, and you'll understand why. I drive a pickup truck, thank God. And in my truck, I just went through it the other day because, Marcy had asked me to talk about this, and I took it as a good opportunity to check. And in this thing, we've talked about the fact that you have certain essentials. Like if you got trapped you were out trying to catch a plane out of Tampa, and something happened and the bridges were broken and you couldn't get home. Well, after the vending machines run out, or when you find out you didn't bring a roll of quarters, you could have a little problem. But you could walk out to your car, and if you had such things as a 1 to 2, 3 gallons of potable water, 3 to 5 gallons, or you've got a change of clothes, that could be real important in something situation where maybe it was a big storm and the roads are closed or washed out or something. So in the book, it covers all of these things. And just so we cover it, if you don't have your books yet, the reason the car bag is so flexible is because most people already carry some stuff like a lighter and a flashlight and all that kind of stuff. That's your everyday carry, right? But in a car, you can put some bigger stuff. And so if you're out in your car and you have to bug out from there, well, at least you have a starter kit. If you get stuck in your car and you have to stay in the car for a couple of days, you've got survival basics. All right. And if you're trying to wend your way home, all right, you can load those things up best you can on your body. Hopefully they're in some sort of a pack or have ropes with you. And you can use those as part of your get home supplies. See, so they're extremely flexible. All right. Now, basically what you'd want to have in your car, of course, would be a basic set of car tools, right? Because if it's the car that broke down, you don't want it to go unfixed if you have the basics, like a way to fix a flat or a spare something with fuel in it. Okay. But so cover your basics on your car kit as far as your car tools, and then get some water. Make sure it's potable, make sure it's in a really good thing, and hide it in the coolest part of the trunk. Maybe put some blankets over it. And then you'd want some changes of clothing. What else is on there? You'd want to have some basic food supplies for 1 to 2 days. The world is your oyster when it comes to going and shopping for some sort of a preserved food that will keep. The thing recommends that if you can, that you have some sort of like a small propane cooker so you can heat water. Maybe you have 4 or 5 little freeze-dried meals. you put them in some water, and you're eating like a king for the 2 days that you're stuck by the airport. All right. So there'd be that in there. You'd probably have some basic medical supplies, like makes sense in a car, right? You'd have, let me see, car kit. What else is in there? Oh, sanitation would be a big thing, right? If you're going to be stuck out there, I don't have to go into the details, but 20 or 30 little basic Ziploc bags and some paper towels and some sanitizer would go a long way to, staying friends with the persons in the car with you. Okay. Personally, I'd also have something defensive in there. Like if you don't have a pepper spray on your everyday carry thing, then you definitely want to be able to keep some space around you, regardless of anybody else's good or bad intentions. Okay. Questions so far?
Oh,
Okay. Now, the other side of this thing is there's some things that you would not want to keep in your car necessarily, but would be part of your car kit. And so the word car kit is kind of a false statement, because the whole car is kind of your kit. You can pre-position things in there for yourself, but part of the car kit or car bag would be a small bag that would move with you. Like you get ready to go to work and you grab your purse and you grab your briefcase and you just reach over and get this small little bag. And inside is one of the fuel cells for the propane cooker that you would have. And it might also be one of your little ham radios, all right, because you've got your license and you can communicate in an emergency. It might also be a small, digital thumb drive that has all your personal information encrypted there in case you really have to stay away for a while and you've got all your insurance information and pictures and stuff. And what else I have on there? Oh, if you have medicine or need for medicines and important supplements, potassium, salt, those would go in there. All right. So you get the idea that this is not a project where you go and you build a typewriter and then you just leave it on the desk. This is a living, breathing set of tools that you use because you have situational awareness. You listen to the news once in a while, you attend your meetings, you've got some friends that call you when, something seems to be on the horizon that you might not like. You've got your little neighborhood club, whatever you're using for information. And then you just reach out and grab the things that you need to protect you. So does anybody have any questions about the concept of a car kit or a car bag?
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
So one of my concerns is because we're in Florida, the heat. What about, the situation if you're carrying medicines or things like that in the car? What's the best way to make sure that doesn't spoil or get messed up? Are you just putting it under the seat, the car seat? Is that enough?
Well, those are the things that I would have you put in your little bag that you grab on the way out of the house. Okay. I wouldn't leave medicines or anything like that for any length of time because they can cook in the car. But if they're in the car with you and you go to work and stuff like that, well, they're obviously at a decent temperature. You're not dead from heat. They're not dead from heat. But I wouldn't leave them in the car any more than I would leave water in there indefinitely either. If you put any kind of food or water in your car and leave it there, take care to put dates on everything. I put dates on everything I use so I know how old it is these days, and rotate it, get fresh water. And to tell you the truth, if you're out there in the middle of nowhere with no water and the water is just a little bit plasticky tasting, who gives a shit? It's clean, potable water. Suck it up and enjoy it, because if you didn't have it, you'd be like the guy in the next car over there that's just dying from thirst. Did I answer your question?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
What
Any other
about dry ice? Dry
Huh?
ice. What about dry ice for a short time period, because I've done that before where I went on a trip to visit relatives and I put dry ice in my, I had a little ice chest and I put dry ice in there. It lasted a couple days.
Well, absolutely. If you have access to that on the time frame of your trip or when you're driving, when I'm driving across to Tampa, I take my full kit. I fully planned that if I got stuck in Tampa, I could walk back, I could crawl back, I could probably swim back, but I'm not going to die of thirst or hunger, or nobody's going to steal my stuff. So anyway, if you have ice and you're going to go on a trip, damn straight. Put all your stuff on ice and put that in the back too. You're a day ahead. Okay. Anybody else?
In a car, you're saying that you're going to be staying there a couple of days. Would you be sleeping in the car?
Very easily. All right. That's what, you just imagine the kind of things that might happen with us. You might have a storm that knocks down trees and power lines and you can't drive, or there's some sort of like a big to do and they close a bridge, or a bridge gets hit by oh, heaven forbid, it gets hit by a ship. Never happened, but you know what I mean. So you might be out there for a couple of days, and sleeping in the car is something I've done on cross-country trips all the time, but it always pays to have the right blanket. It always pays to have a few things. And these days, I mean, if you really read, if you do your research and stuff like that, there's probably about 20 things I could scare you to death with. All right, from the crashing currencies to chicken flu or whatever it is. So if there's ever been a time in your life to go to a little extra trouble just to carry what you might need unexpectedly, now would be a good time to invest in yourself.
Right.
What does portable water mean?
Potable, Potable, potable. It means good for drinking.
Okay, and if there's a problem in our or whatever, our sink water won't be good. So it's
Well, that's another way where your little propane burner and your little stove and a stainless steel cup would come in handy if you had questionable water that you had to use. You could do like they've done in Asia. You just go ahead and strain it through the cloth of your shirt. That gets rid of all the solids and stuff, and then you boil it, and that gets rid of the microbes. So you're still in business.
okay. Thank you.
I was gonna say there's tablets you can put in the water too to purify the water.
That's right.
You carry that in your car bag.
That's right.
Absolutely.
The new training manual has a new section on water, covers it in detail.
All
And there's
right.
also-
Thanks,
Yeah.
Rick. That was great.
Mhm,
Take care.
it was good.